Good morning, dear students. How are you? I hope everybody fine at your home. This is our first online class. Today's subject is Buddhist Religion and Moral Education. In this lesson, we are going to learn Gautama Buddha's love for all living beings from chapter 1. So my dear students, today our topic is Gautama Buddha's love for all living beings. So please, everybody take out your book and CW copy. First, everybody look at the board. Chapter 1. Chapter 1. Gautama Buddha's. Gautama. In Pali pronunciation, Gautama. In Bengali, Gautama. Gautama Buddha's. Gautama Buddha's love for all living beings. Living beings. In Bengali, Gautam Buddha ji prem Bangla. Okay. সবার আগে আমরা রিডিং পড়ব, এরপরে আমরা কিছু প্রশ্নে যাব। Okay? So please, everybody look at your book, page 1. Gautama Buddha was born more than 2500 years ago from today. He was the founder of Buddhism. The followers of his religion are called Buddhists. We are the followers of Buddhism. In his childhood, Gautama Buddha was known as Siddhartha Gautama. After attaining supreme enlightenment, he immense sympathy for all the living beings. He used to love all the living beings, irrespective of small or big. His nursing and care saved many creatures from death. Many legends about Gautama Buddha's sympathy and love for all living beings are available in books of Tripitaka. অর্থাৎ এই যে জীবের প্রতি যে ভালোবাসা, এগুলো আমরা ত্রিপিটকের মধ্যে লক্ষ্য করি। সো লেসন 1। লেসন 1। লেসন 1 কি আছে? ইন্ট্রোডাকশন। Introduction. Introduction of Gautama. Introduction of Gautama Buddha. Gautama Buddha. Gautam Buddha's পরিচয়। Siddhartha Gautama was born in 623 BC at Lumbini Canyon of Kapilavastu. The name of his father was Shuddhadharma and his mother was Mahamaya. They were the king and queen of Shakya kingdom. The mother queen Mahamaya died just after 7 days of the birth of Siddhartha. Then the Queen Mahaprajapati Gautami took the responsibility of bringing up Siddhartha. She was the sister of the Queen of Mahamaya. As he was brought up by his stepmother Mahaprajapati Gautami, the other name of Siddhartha was Gautama. He was born in the Shakya dynasty. Therefore, he was also known as Shakya Singha. Many astrologers came to the royal palace, hearing the news of the birth of Siddhartha. They found 32 very good omens in the baby Siddhartha and predicted the prince will be either a sovereign king if he remains at home, or the wise Buddha if renunciates the world. However, only the sage Ashrita told that the prince will be the wise Buddha. Gradually, Siddhartha was growing up under the immense love and care of the Queen Mahaprajapati Gautami and the King Shuddhadhara. The king appointed a number of scholars thoroughly versed with various scriptures as the teachers of the prince. The acquired expertise in various types of calligraphy from them. Later, he acquired skills in riding horses, driving chariot, sword fighting, art of warfare, and many other learning areas. The Guru was surprised to observe the intelligence, merit, and the power of recollections of the prince. Within a few days, the prince became an expert in all scriptures and fine art. অর্থাৎ অল্প সময়ের মধ্যে গৌতম বুদ্ধ কি 64 প্রকার লিপিবিদ্যায় পারদর্শী হয়ে উঠল, অস্ত্রচালনা, অশ্বচালনা সব দিক থেকে। Thus, in the royal environment, the prince grew up the adolescence. From this adolescence period, he was indifferent to all the royal pomps and pleasures. সকল আনন্দ থেকে সে কি হতো? দূরে থাকতো। Very often he was seen absorbed in deep contemplation in solitude. The king Shuddhadhana became anxious to see the prince indifferent to the pleasure and luxury, and was spending days in great uneasiness, remembering the prophecy and the astrologers. Gradually, the prince grew into a young man, যখন সে যুবক ছিল অর্থাৎ, but the king noticed that the prince was growing to be different day by day. তার আচার-আচরণ পরিবর্তন হতে লাগলো, but nothing could attract the prince. At last, the king consulted with his ministers. The ministers advised him to give marriage to the prince to let him the worldly affairs. So Siddhartha married Jashodhara through week-long festivity অর্থাৎ এক সপ্তাহব্যাপী তার বিবাহ উদযাপিত হতে লাগলো। Jashodhara was also known as Gopadevi. যশোধরাকে আমরা গোপাদেবী নামেও চিনি। The spirit of renunciation that started from the early boyhood in the mind of Siddhartha increased more his youth. Siddhartha had no peace of mind even in the abundance of pleasure and luxury inside the places. সে প্রাসাদের মধ্যে কোনো কিছুতেই তার মনকে বসাতে পারছিল না। Once he felt the desire of city tour. Knowing the desire, the king announced the prince would go on a city tour and also ordered to clean all the roads and streets of the city. অর্থাৎ তার বাবা রাজ্যে কি করলেন? সকল লোকজনকে বললেন যে রাজ্যে যেন কোথাও কোনো কিছু ময়লা থেকে শুরু করে কোনো দুঃখ কোনো কিছুই যেন না থাকে, সব রাস্তাঘাট যেন পরিষ্কার থাকে। এবং প্রথম যেদিন সিদ্ধার্থ নগর ভ্রমণে বের হলেন তখন কি দেখতে পেলেন? যে The prince felt that there was no suffering. অর্থাৎ প্রথম যেদিন ঘুরলেন মনে হচ্ছে যে তার কোথাও কিছু নেই। At the first sight, the beautifully decorated city, the prince felt that there is no suffering, pain or distress in the world. But after proceeding for a while, the prince saw an aged, feeble man with cramped body walking with great efforts, supporting on a stick. লাঠিতে ভর করে এক লোককে তিনি দেখতে পেলেন। সিদ্ধার্থ said to the chariot driven Channa, who is he? ছন্নকে জিজ্ঞেস করলেন, অর্থাৎ ছন্দক। হ্যাঁ, বাংলায় যেটিকে বলা হচ্ছে ছন্দক, এখানে বলা হচ্ছে ছন্ন। said an old man, সিদ্ধার্থ said, shall all of us be old? আমরা কি সবাই এই ধরনের হব? ছন্ন replied, all of us will be old. This is the law of the world. Hearing this, Siddhartha became sad and went back to the palace. Next day, he again went out for city tour. On the second day, he saw a suffering sick person. এক অসুস্থ ব্যক্তিকে দেখতে পেলেন। সিদ্ধার্থ asked Channa the cause of suffering. Channa informed him that this person was sick. Anybody can be sick of diseases at any time in life. Siddhartha went back to palace and depressed mind. দুঃখ ভারাক্রান্ত মনে দ্বিতীয় দিনেও তিনি নগর ভ্রমণ থেকে প্রাসাদে ফিরে গেলেন। On the third day, Siddhartha again went out for city tour. He saw 4 persons carrying a dead body and a group of people were following them, crying and lamenting. To his query, Channa said, all living beings must die. Nobody can avoid death. Age, disease, and death are the ultimate fate of all living beings. ছন্দক বলল যে এটি মানুষের পরিণতি। With a depressed heart, Siddhartha returned to the palace again. আবার দুঃখ ভারাক্রান্ত মনে ফিরে আসলেন। On the fourth day, Siddhartha again went out for city tour. That day, he saw a saint wearing yellow robe, looking calm and dignified, passing by slowly. As Siddhartha wanted to know about him, Channa said, he is a chaste man, free from all the bondage of life, seeking for ultimate peace by giving up all pleasure and luxury. Listening to Channa, Siddhartha became happy and went back to the palace with a determination of leaving home or leave home. এবং এটি মনে স্থির করে আসলেন যে গৃহত্যাগ করবেন। তোমরা ছবিতে দেখতে পাচ্ছ নিশ্চয়ই যে 4 দিন নগর ভ্রমণে যে দৃশ্যগুলো তিনি দেখেছিলেন। Siddhartha was very worried about his renunciation. At that time, he got the news of the birth of his son. Hearing the news, Anastasia, Siddhartha said, Rahu has been born, bondage has been created. So, the son was named Rahu. After the birth of his son, Siddhartha was determined and said to himself, I will leave this home, soon giving up all the bondage. অর্থাৎ সকল বন্ধনকে ছিন্ন করে আমি গৃহত্যাগ করব। তোমরা নিশ্চয়ই ছবিতে দেখতে পাচ্ছ সিদ্ধার্থ গৌতম তার গোপাদেবী এবং পুত্র রাহুলকে দেখতে গিয়েছে। So, gradually he attained the age of 29, 29 বছর। It was the full moon of the month of Ashara, অর্থাৎ আষাঢ়ী পূর্ণিমা। All were asleep inside the palace. At the time of departure, Siddhartha entered into a room to Gopa to see her and love song for the last time. He found Gopa with the infant son in her bosom in deep sleep. Once he desired to take the baby on his lap with affection. Immediately after he thought, if he took to take the baby on his lap, the mother might wake up. In that case, his departure might be stopped. So he came out of the room of Gopa, silently controlling himself. এক সময় সে চেয়েছিল যে তার বাচ্চাকে একটু ধরে আদর করবে, কিন্তু পরক্ষণে মনে হলো যে রাহুলকে কোলে নিলে মা জেগে উঠবে, তাহলে তার গৃহত্যাগ হবে না। এভাবেই তিনি আষাঢ়ী পূর্ণিমার রাতে অশ্বকণ্ঠকে পিঠে চড়ে গৃহত্যাগ করলেন। যে afterwards he instructed the chariot-driven Channa to bring the horse Kantaka. Channa came with Kantaka, and both of them left home riding on the horse. According to Buddhist literature, his departure of Siddhartha is called Mohavinishkamana. বৌদ্ধ পরিভাষায় সিদ্ধার্থের গৃহত্যাগকে বলা হয় মহাভিনিশ ক্রম। এভাবে তিনি একসময় কোথায় পৌঁছলেন? সেনানী গ্রামে উরুবেলাতে, অর্থাৎ নৈরঞ্জনা নদীর তীরে। Here under the great banyan tree he started his hard meditation and spiritual endeavor. 6 years passed in his meditation. At last, on the full moon of Vaishak, he achieved supreme enlightenment. Since then, he is known as Buddha in the world. He was 35 years old then. তখন তার বয়স হয়েছিল 35 বছর। After achieving enlightenment, Buddha first proclaimed his religion to the 5 disciples in Saranat. This is known as Dhammachakra Pravartana Sutta, যেটিকে বাংলায় বলা হয় ধর্মচক্র প্রবর্তন সূত্র। Buddha proclaimed his religion for the next 45 years to end and suffering and prevail peace towards all living beings. দীর্ঘ 45 বছর তিনি ধর্ম প্রচার করে গিয়েছিলেন। At the age of 80, Buddha achieved Mahaparinibbana at the Shalvana of Kushinara. কুশিনারায় তিনি 80 বছর বয়সে মৃত্যুবরণ করেন। Please look at the picture, everybody. তার 5 জন শিষ্যকে কি করছিলেন? দেশনা দিচ্ছিলেন। তাহলে আজকে আমরা সিদ্ধার্থের পরিচয় সম্পর্কে জানলাম। নেক্সট ক্লাসগুলোতে আমরা বাকি লেসনগুলো পড়ব। সো আজকের পড়া হিসেবে তোমরা কিছু কাজ লিখে নাও। Today's lesson. To learn. Lesson 1. Lesson 1 from chapter 1. Okay? Chapter 1 থেকে lesson 1 পড়া থাকবে, যে introduction of Gautama Buddha. So my dear students, today is no more. If you have any problem, just call me or ask me with comments. Okay? Thank you so much. Bye bye.